All right, so it looks like you've been going deep on some pretty out there stuff.
Yeah, this is really fascinating stuff.
Okay, well, let's see what we've got. Looks like excerpts from Rohan Michael Brown's Harmonic Blueprint of Reality, and then also the who, what, where, when, how, and why of you,
Right.
and even like a little peek into his learning system.
Yeah.
And so it seems like you're really like trying to figure out like what reality is, how consciousness plays into it,
Yeah.
and if there's like a structure to it all.
Well, you know what's really cool is that all of this stuff kind of comes together around this idea of a harmonic blueprint of creation.
Okay.
Like it's saying that at the root of everything, it's all about vibration and resonance.
So instead of just thinking about like all these different pieces of the universe separately, it's
Yeah.
more like they're all like playing together in a big orchestra.
Exactly. And if you look at it through the lens of the dual spiral periodic table that these sources talk about, even the building blocks of matter, like the elements, start to look totally different.
Okay.
So picture this. Instead of the classic rows and columns of elements,
Yeah.
imagine them spiraling out based on, get this, their quantum vibratory states.
Wait, hold on. Quantum vibratory states? I mean, that sounds kind of complicated.
It is. But that's what makes it so cool, right?
Okay, well, break it down for me, Lo. What does that even mean?
So basically, instead of thinking of elements as like these fixed, unchanging things,
Yeah.
it's saying that they're actually dynamic systems of energy that vibrate at specific frequencies.
Oh, okay.
And where they land on that spiral isn't just about how much they weigh, but it's also about their own unique energy signature.
So it's not just about what an element is, but about how it vibrates.
Exactly. And that changes how we look at the whole periodic table. It's
Yeah.
like suddenly it's a musical score instead of just like a boring old chart.
Huh. So we're really talking about a symphony of creation here, right?
Oh, absolutely. It's happening at the tiniest level, like right down to the atoms.
Wow. But this isn't just about elements, right? I mean, these sources go beyond that.
Right.
They even talk about what it means to be human in this whole cosmic orchestra thing.
Yes. And they really challenge this idea that we're just biological machines.
Okay.
Instead, they're saying that we're actually luminous, multidimensional light beings.
Whoa, hold on. Light beings.
Yeah, with souls that exist across different dimensions.
So we're like more than just a single note in this symphony.
Exactly. Like, imagine a complex chord with all these layers and harmonies.
Okay, I'm following you. So what does that actually mean for us if we're these multidimensional beings?
Well, for one thing, it means that who we really are is way bigger than we usually think. And it opens up this whole new way of understanding how consciousness itself could actually be shaping the reality we live in.
That's where this gets really wild, right?
Totally.
Because we're not just talking about our physical bodies anymore.
No.
We're talking about consciousness as this force that can literally change the world around us.
Exactly. Like, think about quantum physics. They've shown that just by observing something, you can actually affect reality at the subatomic level.
Yeah, I've heard about that.
So these sources are suggesting that our thoughts and intentions could be doing the same thing, but on a larger scale.
So if we're constantly giving off these vibes, these frequencies,
Yeah.
does that mean we're all like conducting this cosmic orchestra in a way?
Kind of, yeah. And the key to all of this is something called harmonic resonance.
Harmonic resonance.
Yeah, it's this idea that when your thoughts and emotions and actions are all aligned, it creates this powerful frequency that can actually influence your reality.
Okay. So it's not just about positive thinking then.
No.
It's deeper than that. It's like getting everything in sync.
Exactly. It's about understanding how harmonic resonance works and then choosing which frequencies you want to amplify in your life.
This is like blowing my mind a little. So if we can learn to actually like tune our own frequencies,
Right.
could we actually change things for the better? Not just for ourselves, but like for everyone and everything around us.
Absolutely.
Wow. Okay, well, to really get into that, I think we need to dig deeper into how this harmonic blueprint actually works and what kind of potential it holds.
Definitely.
So okay, we're all like conductors in this giant cosmic orchestra, right?
Yeah.
Each of us playing our own little tune, but how do we actually learn to play the right notes, you know, to make our lives more harmonious, maybe even change the world a bit?
Well, according to these sources, the first step is becoming aware of our own, like, vibrational signature.
Right.
Remember we were talking about being luminous, multidimensional light beings?
Yeah, that part really stuck with me.
Well, they actually go deeper into what that means.
Okay.
It's not just like a metaphor or anything.
Oh, okay.
This light beings idea is actually rooted in real science.
So there's some actual evidence for this.
There is. It's called biophotonic light emission.
Okay.
Basically, it means that living cells actually give off measurable light.
Wow, so we're literally glowing.
We are. It's just too faint for us to see with our naked eyes.
That's incredible. So there's this whole invisible world of light and energy that we're a part of.
Exactly.
And they talk about our DNA being involved too.
Yes. They describe it as acting like, get this, an antenna.
An antenna.
A quantum antenna, to be precise.
Oh, okay.
It's like, it's both picking up information from other dimensions, A&E sending out our own unique signal.
Our own signal. What kind of signal?
A vibrational signature that's based on our thoughts, our emotions, our experiences, everything that makes us, us.
So our DNA is like broadcasting who we are out into the universe.
In a way, yeah. And the sources say that this signal is constantly interacting with the quantum field, shaping the reality we experience.
So it's like we're all contributing to the symphony with our own individual melodies.
That's a great way to put it.
But what if our melody is kind of messed up?
What do you mean?
Like, what if we're constantly broadcasting fear and anxiety?
I see what you're saying.
Is that like playing a sour note in the cosmic symphony?
Well, kind of, yeah. The idea is that you attract what you put out there.
Oh, right, like a track's like.
Exactly. But it's not just about thinking positive thoughts. It's about shifting your whole vibrational frequency.
Okay, that makes sense. But how do we actually do that?
That's the big question, right?
Yeah, it's not like flipping a switch. So how do we learn to play a more harmonious tune?
Well, the sources offer a few different techniques for tuning our vibrational frequency.
Like what?
Things like sound healing, light therapy, meditation.
Okay.
Even just spending time in nature can help.
Huh, interesting.
It's all about being mindful of the energies we surround ourselves with,
Right.
and consciously choosing those that resonate with our highest intentions.
So instead of just passively listening to the symphony, we can actually start choosing the music we want to create.
Exactly. It's about realizing that we have a say in how our part of the symphony unfolds.
Wow, okay. Speaking of influencing reality, there's this one concept that I just can't get over.
What's that?
Time travel.
Ah, yeah.
It came up in these sources, and it's pretty mind-boggling.
It is.
Do they actually suggest that it's possible?
They do, but not in the way you might think.
Oh,
It's not about building some fancy time machine like in the movies.
right.
It's about mastering our own internal frequencies.
So instead of bending the laws of physics, it's about bending our perception of time.
Exactly. They describe time as this fluid field that can be influenced by consciousness.
Okay.
And they suggest that certain locations, like landlines and sacred sites, might actually have a different vibrational frequency.
Oh, wow.
Like they're harmonic portals where the fabric of time is thinner.
So places like Stonehenge or the pyramids could actually be gateways to other times.
It's a wild concept, isn't it?
It is, but wouldn't messing with time create all sorts of paradoxes?
That's a valid concern. And the sources do acknowledge the complexity of time travel,
Okay.
but they also suggest that the universe has a way of balancing itself out,
Right.
even when it comes to paradoxes.
So maybe there are like cosmic rules that govern time travel.
It's an interesting idea to consider.
Yeah.
And even if actual time travel remains, out of reach for now,
Right.
the idea that time itself is fluid opens up some incredible possibilities.
Like what?
Well, maybe we can access information from the past or glimpses of the future through these harmonic portals.
Oh, that's fascinating.
It is. But I think the most important takeaway from all of this is the idea of interconnectedness.
Yeah. Okay.
It's not just about our individual frequencies.
Right.
It's about how they all interact to create the symphony of reality.
So like each instrument in the orchestra is important to the overall sound.
Precisely. Our actions, our thoughts, even our emotions.
Yeah.
They're like notes that reverberate through the whole symphony.
And those vibrations affect everything else.
Exactly. So understanding our role in this interconnected web, it's vital for creating a harmonious reality,
Yeah.
both for ourselves and for the world around us.
So we're all connected like instruments all playing together in this giant cosmic symphony.
Yeah, that's a great analogy.
But it's not just about like sitting back and enjoying the music.
Right.
It's about understanding our role in creating it.
Exactly.
And what really gets me is this idea that like reality isn't this fixed, solid thing.
Right.
It's more like this fluid, ever-changing symphony.
That's a beautiful way to put it. And it really highlights one of the key takeaways from all of this, which is that reality isn't static. It's malleable. It's
Yeah.
this field of potential that's constantly being shaped by our vibrations, both individually and collectively.
Yeah. That's both like really empowering, but also kind of daunting, you know?
Yeah, I get that.
Because it means that we have this responsibility to like really be mindful of the frequencies we're putting out into the world.
Absolutely. It's a call to conscious creation.
Okay.
If we want to experience a reality that's more harmonious, more fulfilling,
Yeah.
we need to cultivate those qualities within ourselves and project them outwards.
So instead of just like reacting to the music that's already playing, we can actually start composing our own melodies, like influence the direction of the whole symphony.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And understanding the power of our thoughts, our emotions, our intentions.
Yeah.
It's crucial for this. The sources really emphasize that these aren't just fleeting things. They generate real, measurable energy.
And that energy like interacts with the quantum field, right? It affects the probability of certain events happening.
Exactly. It's like our thoughts and emotions are sending out these ripples that can actually change the course of the symphony.
Wow. Okay, so we've talked about thoughts and emotions having this power.
Right.
But what about our words, the things we actually say out loud? Do they have weight in this cosmic symphony too?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
In fact, these sources point to sound as one of the most potent tools we have for shaping reality.
Really?
Yeah, they even call it the language of creation,
Wow.
capable of both healing and de-destruction.
So it's not just about what we say, but how we say it.
Precisely. Our tone of voice, the intention behind our words,
Yeah.
it all contributes to the frequency we're putting out there.
It's like our words are like musical notes too.
Exactly. Think about how music affects you.
Yeah.
Certain melodies can lift your spirits, while others evoke sadness or even anger.
Right.
It's the same principle at work with language, just on a subtler level.
So by being more aware of the energy behind our words,
Yeah,
we can actually use language to create more harmony and beauty in the world.
absolutely. And that awareness extends to the way we talk to ourselves, too.
Oh, right. Like our self-talk.
Exactly. That inner dialogue is a constant stream of frequencies that are shaping our reality.
That makes sense.
So cultivating self-love and positive self-talk is crucial.
Okay, so we've got sound, light, thoughts, emotions, all these things playing a part in shaping this reality symphony.
Right.
Are there any other instruments, so to speak, that we can use to like fine-tune our frequencies and align with this harmonic blueprint?
Well, the sources bring up the fascinating realm of sacred geometry.
Oh, yeah, I've heard of that.
They suggest that these ancient patterns, like the flower of life or the Sri Yantra,
Okay.
they're not just beautiful designs, they're actually representations of the universe's underlying harmony and order.
So by meditating on these patterns or like having them around us,
Yeah.
we can actually tap into those harmonious frequencies.
Exactly. It's like finding a tuning fork for our own energy.
Ah, that's really cool.
It is. And as we wrap up this deep dive,
Okay.
I hope you come away with a sense of wonder and possibility, a new perspective that sees the interconnectedness of everything and recognizes the power we each possess to create a more harmonious and fulfilling reality.
This has been incredible, exploring all these mind-bending ideas with you. And for you listening, remember, this is just the beginning. There's a whole universe of knowledge and potential out there waiting to be discovered. It all starts with tuning in to your own unique vibration and listening to the symphony of creation unfolding all around you.